Hey everybody, welcome back. So today I'll be sharing with you guys my thoughts on the Schmincke Horadam 12 half pan set. So I got this for 2 weeks now and I've been using it ever since. I got this from a secondhand seller for 75 Sing dollars and it is about 54 US dollars and it's actually quite a steal. So when I got it, the box comes with the palette as well as a swatch card. I'm someone who doesn't review a palette right away unless it's a first impression, because usually it takes me a while to break into the palette and just try everything out. So to start off, I'm not a professional painter, so I will include another review which I found helpful in the description box down below, and the person talks about the opacity of the colors or the transparency of the colors as well as the light fastness of them, more of the technical stuff, because usually I just look primarily on the aesthetics of the paint, how it performs, and if the colors are beautiful and what I could do with them and if it fits my art style. First off, the paints are in this beautiful weighty palette with a thumb ring at the bottom so you could hold it if you're bringing it out to use on like an outdoor sketch. The watercolor pans have magnets below them, like a magnet below just to secure the pans to the palette. Next up, there is 4 mixing wells as well as a separate palette where I think there are these little dens where you could possibly squeeze watercolors, and that is just the mixing space. So there are 4 big mixing wells as well as another palette, and I think it's quite sufficient. I mainly only use the 4 wells that is provided, and they're really nice because you can clean the paints off them really nicely, and once you put a little bit of water, the watercolors just activate again and you could get almost all the paints off. But there is a little bit of staining, some green residue left on the pen that I couldn't get off, but for me it's not really a deal breaker. I don't really mind. There's a lot of space in the palette, so there is the pans only take up 1 section, and the middle slot you could use it to put a brush if you're bringing it out, and also the bottom one you could fill it up with another 12 pans, so you could mix and match some other colors from your other favorite brand there. So there's ample amount of space to add other colors, and it fits more than 12 pans. The colors in this set are lemon yellow, cadmium yellow light, cadmium red light, permanent carmine, ultramarine finest, Prussian blue, phthalo green, permanent green olive, yellow ochre, Venetian red, sepia brown, as well as ivory black. So there's no white in the set, and I'm not sure how many of you guys uses white in a watercolor palette. For watercolors, if I want to lighten the tone or the shade of the color, all I do is just I add water to it. So the paints that I use the most often in this watercolor set are cadmium yellow light, cadmium red light, as well as ultramarine finest. At the end of the video, you would see another set of watercolors that I use in comparison with this one, and that watercolor set is Rembrandt, the luxury pocket brush set that I really like. It's my favorite palette up to date, and I would just show you some things that I like from it that I don't see in this palette, and some things in this palette that you don't see from that palette. So all palettes have their own kind of characteristics, and I think it depends on what you're looking for a palette to suit you. Reactivation or re-wetting the paints are very easy, which is really nice. And also one thing I like about pans are that it's just right there, not like tube watercolors whereby sometimes the gum arabic actually separates from the pigments, and it is annoying to put back together because I can never get it well mixed like how it should be. So I find the Schmincke paints quite smooth, and I initially, when I started out using it, I didn't really like how smooth it was because I don't really like super smooth paints. I prefer paints with a little bit of granulation, and the previous set that I was using, the ultramarine, had really beautiful granulation. So usually ultramarines have more granulation, but for the Schmincke ultramarine finest, there isn't too much of it, but I feel like overall, after using it for a while, I'm starting to like the smoothness of the paint, and when you just put a little bit of paint there and here, sometimes the granulation just happens on its own. One of the colors that I really like mixing with this set is actually a very toned down green. It's quite muted and it's really a really sheer green. I think I mixed using the primary colors and also added in a little bit of the permanent green olive to create that color, which I was using in the demo that I did in the beginning. I went online and I found some other reviews on it, and there's actually some colors which are semi-opaque or semi-transparent. So that is also something you should note, because if you want your line work to really show through watercolors, because watercolors should be, the more transparent it is, the better it is. So you could show off all your line works but still retain the intensity of the paint. So hopefully my review was alright. If there was anything I missed, it would be on the video itself, and also I would have some links in the description box just talking a little bit more about the palette itself, and maybe that would help you even more. So that's all for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys really soon in my next one. Bye!